Lend Me Your Engineers. Welcome once again to Lend Me Your Engineers. My name is Paul. I'm here with Cameron.
Hi, Paul.
We're going to call this our season finale because this is finals week and everyone's going to head home next week. Enjoy the holidays. So everything's wrapping up, everything's winding down. So we'll start fresh next year with a brand new season. But we'll wrap up today.
Season 2, the comeback.
Season 2, maybe another 10 episodes.
Yeah, we're actually a Netflix original series.
Oh, that's the next step. We're gonna turn this into. Is it just cameras on us talking, or is there like action?
See, I think it's kind of like we'll just have to have we'll go into the field and do field investigations. So
Cool.
it'll just be like kind of like an SNL kind of thing, except hard hitting interview skills with various students and faculty and staff in the department.
Well, so since it's the season finale, and usually with the shows, you sort of don't put in a lot of effort into the final episode of the season, and you usually have a clip show.
We do.
You're familiar with clip shows and sitcoms and television? Do you take a look back at previous things?
Yeah, it's like a recap of 2017 fall.
Yeah, you find like a plot device where it's like, oh, remember that time that thing happened? It was very big on the Golden Girls, if you're a fan of that show.
I'm not that old, Paul.
Well, not
I'm just
Golden Girls.
I actually am just kidding. I am
Colonel. It airs 7 times a day on 5 different
Does it
networks.
really?
Yes, it is on.
Why do you know that?
Because I am a huge fan of the Golden Girls, as everyone who's seen it is.
I will admit I am a fan of the Golden Girls.
Yes.
I was just giving you a hard time.
It's also not that old of a show, just because they're old characters. I think it was like in the mid 90s it was originally airing, or maybe late 80s, early 90s.
You realize mid 90s is when I was born.
Well, now I feel not great.
I mean, yes, I've watched the Golden Girls.
Now I feel a little sad. But, we got to move on. This last week was the Senior Design Showcase event, which is the capstone event for all of the engineering students, where their groups present their projects that they've been working on. And we have industry professionals come and observe. And one of the groups, actually several groups were sponsored by Guard Dog Valves, which is a company that, if you've been around engineering here at UCF for a little while, you're familiar with. And we actually were able to talk to the founder of Guard Dog Valves at the show, so we're going to play that audio right now.
My name's Doug Geidish. I graduated from UCF back in 2011 in aerospace engineering, and we actually have a company called Guard Dog Valves that's a water conservation products line. And what we've been doing for the last 2 years with UCF is actually utilizing these seniors who are pretty much at the level of an engineer and having them work on water conservation products in order to help us with our R&D processes, since we're a small business, because we can't do everything at once. So it allows us to have somebody working on our ideas and then see how those proof of concepts kind of work out. This particular year, they actually, we originally started on indoor products, so water shutoffs for toilets and whole house shutoffs. This year, we actually decided to go to the outdoors and work on irrigation systems. There's studies that say, the average homeowner overwaters their lawn 2.5 times of what is needed. So in order to do that, we wanted to come up with some sort of moisture sensor that would be able to monitor the moisture in the ground, and then tell your irrigation system or sprinkler system whether or not to turn on and off. And the team did an amazing job. We'll have pictures and stuff up on our website, guarddogvalves.com, to showcase it. And if you're at the Senior Design Showcase, be sure to check it out. But like I said, they were able to actually create a solar-paneled wireless moisture sensor that communicates with the sprinkler system and tell it to turn on or turn off based on what the moisture levels are on the ground. So we think this is a huge innovation in water moisture control in the outdoors.
Now, your company came together for a personal reason. Can you talk a little bit about what inspired you to create your company?
Yeah, absolutely. So it all actually started with a toilet leaking in particular my grandfather's toilet. He is a snowbird, so he spends half of his year in Naples and half the year in Chicago. And my dad came to check on his house one time, and water was leaking out of the garage, and when they opened up the doors, water spewed out of the entire house. So there was, I believe, a foot of drywall had to come out of the entire house. And all that it was this plastic seal that connected the hose into the toilet cracked and just started spraying out water over the course of a week. It built up. So we started looking into water issues indoors, especially with homeowners and stuff, and just found some staggering numbers. I think over 1 trillion gallons of water are wasted each year in households. That's over 10,000 per household. And so with all the crises that are coming out with like California and their droughts and that kind of stuff, we started looking into if the droughts were just this conditional thing or if it looked like this was a long-term problem. And it appears to be a fairly long-term problem. So we decided to look into any way to prevent the actual waste of water. A lot of people don't like using less water in the shower and stuff. So we tried to find places where they didn't even know they were using it initially to try and nip that in the bud. But yeah, no, it's been going fantastic so far. It's our second year with UCF, and we've been in business for about 3 years now.
And you were actually the first company to come on for this new version of the senior design program.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was just, I'll say more luck than anything. We had started the business, and since I was a fairly recent graduate, I had gone through senior design process and saw all the benefits and the quality that kind of comes out of a UCF senior design project. So we had decided, we'd first joined the UCF Business Incubator program, and then in addition, we wanted to get tied in with the senior design program and the College of Engineering, of course, because I'm very particular with that, and have just been blown away. And like I said, last year, since we were the initial group, we actually were fortunate enough to have 3 groups work on 3 separate projects, which was fantastic. This year, luckily, UCF has gotten a bunch of extra partners with the senior design group. So we had one group, but they were fantastic. I can't say enough good things about them. And if you have a business and you're contemplating, using senior design, I can't say enough good things about it.
And then we had a chance to talk to one of the students from one of the groups that is doing a project that was sponsored by Guard Dog Valves.
My name is Brandon Halterman. We worked on Triton, which is an integrated water monitoring system.
And what does that mean? How does this help humanity?
Okay, so we designed a probe that measures the moisture level of the ground and sends that feedback to a base station, which determines whether or not to water the grass. And in addition to that, we're also getting information from the internet about the % chance of precipitation. And so we're using those 2 pieces of data to determine whether or not to water the grass in order to save water.
Did your project have a sponsor?
Yeah, Guard Dog Valves is our sponsor.
And they've been with the senior design since the beginning. What was it like working with them?
It was very easy to work with them, actually. They were kind of hands-off, and I don't know if that's because that's how they normally work or if that's because they saw what we were doing and trusted us. But they were hands-off, and it was very easy. They provided us with, I would say, proper funding and also guidance when we needed it.
Is your project something that's close to is it close to going to market, or is there a lot more work to do?
I would say for home use, it's very close to going to market, but for agricultural or commercial use, there's some more work to be done.
What's the difference there? Why is there more work for that area?
So there's a few things. I mean, security protocols, things like that, because we're all mechanical engineers here, this team, and I don't think designed a highly secure system in terms of the Wi-Fi communication protocol. There are other wireless technologies that we were looking into and still are looking into for longer range. So that's another sort of issue with Wi-Fi in general. We want to get like 6-7 mile range wireless communication between the moisture probe and the base station, and can't really do that with Wi-Fi. So we're looking at sort of lower frequency radio communication.
So there were a lot of cool really cool presentations. One that caught my eye was they had a virtual reality, where you put the headset on.
Yeah, was that was an HEC, right?
It was an HEC. Yep. So we were able to talk to the person involved with that.
My name is George Anamogianis, and our project is L Endless Learner.
And what is this? What do I see? It's virtual reality.
So it is a virtual reality language learning game.
As the player almost bumps into us.
The goal is to do a little bit of research on how the Endless Runner format, along with virtual reality, affects second language acquisition. Those are research goals. We also have application goals. We hope that we can give a way for language students to actually practice their vocab terms here at UCF and to have professors get some important analytics back.
So are you a popular project here? Does everyone want to come and strap in?
Oh, yeah. We've had a lot of people that want to come and play. It's a lot of fun. Everyone ends up smiling. Everyone ends up smiling. And some people even learn a little bit of Portuguese, which is the end goal, right? So, yeah, it's been a great experience. We worked together with the Games Research Lab at UCF. It was a lot of growth, and we're hoping that this project, when we come back in 5 or 10 years, is going to be in as many language students' hands as possible.
Why Portuguese?
So initially we were working with some Portuguese professors. We wanted to know what parts of speech we were looking for, any kinds of important tags, along with, is it fine to have a noun next to a verb when you're trying to to choose? Does it make it easier? Does it make it more difficult? But it has a comprehensive back end with a nice admin portal where professors can go in the future and create their own packs. So they're going to be able to make a French pack, a Japanese pack, whatever is necessary, whatever they're looking for.
So the Senior Design Showcase is super duper interesting, and I'm really glad that we had the opportunity to kind of explore all of the different projects that are kind of out there. Because you really want to learn about the ecosystem for engineers going forward, but it's also just really, really interesting to see what people are doing and how varied it actually is in terms of their experiences and what they can kind of come up with, right? You have everything from the Grad Valley people to the VR people, and then I have a friend who did his capstone, and they were working on regolith retrieval for a NASA competition. So it's like all of these things are really, really interesting, and you get to see the spaces in which engineers, science, and that kind of method of just kind of solving problems comes into play.
And not everything was super high tech either, because one of the problems or one of the projects revolved around packaging mushrooms.
Oh, wow.
And the mushrooms that spill out of the container as they're being packaged, those are lost. So the group was tasked with finding a way to preserve as much of the product as possible.
Wow. And see, like those are things you rarely think about, right? These like small problems where you're just like, I mean, of course that's solved. And it's like, no, these are still problems that occupy spaces, and we need people to solve them. We always have, things that people, don't want to do or can't really do in the contemporary spaces. So
we'll always need engineers. So there will always be a need for problem solving.
And there will always be a need for problem solving. I think that's a good thing.
That is a good thing.
That's a good motif.
Other good thing is that we had the first annual Grad Bash a few weeks ago.
Yes.
This was a really cool event put on by Mandover and advising. And the idea was to celebrate our grad students and our professors, and everybody just headed over to Lake Claire for a barbecue, play some volleyball, just relax.
Mix and mingle kind of event. Yeah.
And we have some audio from that. We're going to listen to that right now.
We are out here on Lake Claire celebrating the first annual Grad Bash. Amanda, what? Barrett? Yeah, we're using last names now? All right. Cameron Lamons. This is Paul Kelly. And here comes Dr. Pellis. But first, tell us about...
enters the battlefield.
Tell us about Grad Bash.
So Grad Bash, this is our first annual faculty, staff, grad student event. We're giving our faculty and grad students an opportunity to kind of mix and mingle, get to know each other outside the lab and classroom. We don't do that often enough, so it'll be a good time.
Good time will be had by all. Let's get Dr. Pellis on the record. No, we're just kidding. We're not going to bother him right now. Dr. Pellis, welcome to Grad Bash. Would you like to say a few words to the audience?
Thank you for coming. What else can I say?
That's it. That's all you have to say. Thank you so much. We'll be back with some more excitement very soon. Welcome to the Grad Bash.
Yeah, I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Great. I'm glad you guys could have this for.
All right, so we should mention now that we're talking to Dr. Gordon.
Yes.
So it was sort of like the red carpet where we were interviewing people as they entered the Grad Bash.
Mm-hmm.
Us to come together as a department, as a collective group.
Pretty excited that we were able to get a lot of the faculty and students to kind of show up and interact together. We don't get events like this very often, if at all. So it's a nice experience because there are certainly faculty and students that I've never talked to.
Yeah, I heard that there'll be soccer and volleyball.
There will be. We have all of the elements to do those. Yes.
So it's time for the faculty to show the students how to perform in those areas too.
Well, yeah,
we'll
exactly.
teach you there too.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. I'm excited. I'm excited to see faculty show the students how it's done.
Absolutely. I see Dr. Mai is here.
Yep. Dr. Mai.
I see Dr. Go is here.
Yep. We have everybody.
Yeah. That's great.
All right.
Awesome. Well, thanks for putting all this together. This was Lynn, right? And you?
No, it's Amanda. Yeah. So
okay.
that's the lady. That's the lady that you want to speak to right there. Okay. She's the magic coordinator for this event.
Okay.
We were just her humble assistants in making her vision happen.
Right. Great.
And they're starting some burgers
This is Amanda talking, by the way.
and hot dogs. So feel free to grab a hot dog, grab some chips, grab some cookies, and grab a drink.
I want to mention that if you'd like to see photos from this event,
Yes.
do you know where you can go?
I actually do not. So please enlighten me.
Take a guess.
Is it the MAE Is it the MAE website?
No, well, yes, but I actually know. You have to go to our Facebook and it's on Flickr. I thought you were going to say Instagram.
Oh, you're right. Did we add these to Instagram?
No.
Oh.
Still one photo on Instagram. Back to the action.
We've got cornhole, volleyball, soccer. We've got some of our amazing faculty out here. So I just wanted to give a big round of applause for Dr. Pellis and Dr. Go and Husab for really supporting this. We don't get a lot of opportunities to mix and mingle outside of the classroom and laboratory. So just a big round of applause for our department for supporting this. All right, so have fun, guys.
Welcome, gentlemen. Welcome.
Dr. Kaufman, how are you doing?
Good. How are you enjoying the Grad Bash so far?
I just got here.
I think this is Dr. Dickerson.
Yeah, it sounds like Dr. Dickerson.
Okay.
He literally just got here, yeah. But it's so far so good, right?
So far, so good.
I think it's when I say Dr. Cho.
Yeah, okay, so at this point, Dr. Cho just sort of like flies right by you because he's one of the cooks.
He is one of the cooks, so he's beelining.
He had to get to work. And if you'd like to see a picture of him in his very funny apron, head on over to our Facebook because it's in our
gallery,
folder.
photo gallery.
Yes. It's very enjoyable.
It's okay.
He zoomed right past you.
I was just saying yes, but it's because he's grilling.
That's right. He's got to get to work so that we can feed all these people.
Yeah, exactly. I'm glad we have a good
There, confirmation.
turnout of faculty. That's really nice.
It's great.
Huh?
That's great. It's really good.
it's good to
So it was really loud. There was a DJ.
There was.
And it sort of sounds like we're in the club, but we were outside. If you're familiar with Lake Claire, it's just a nice little area. People go canoeing there.
Yes.
A couple of volleyball courts. We were playing cornhole, which I schooled you in.
It was even for the first half.
No, I was always winning, and then I won by like 1 million, and I think I got a cornhole on my last throw.
Yeah, I think you
which
did.
means I win the next game automatically.
I don't know if that's exactly how that works.
Yep. See all of the presence of all the faculty who are excited to kind of meet, greet, and interact with their students. I mean, that to me is very exciting because as a student, you don't always get the opportunity to interact with faculty outside of the classroom, right?
You get to see everybody wearing shorts and t-shirts.
Yeah,
that's kind of cool.
Right? That's the really interesting part. It's not all dress shirts, although a couple of them are keeping it business casual. It is a Friday and we did work, so.
Some of us worked, yes.
Some of us worked. Yeah, not Paul and I, as you can't see, but as defined by our attire, it certainly looks like we did not come to work today.
I guess technically we're working right now, but, you know.
It depends on who you ask.
Right, and technically we're working right now as well.
We are.
This is work. Oh, I unplugged our headphones. I think we're still being recorded, but...
Yes, I definitely was like, what just happened? Because like all of the audio cut out.
Well, Cameron, did you know that it's a great, big, beautiful tomorrow shining at the end of every day, and tomorrow is just a dream away?